My grandfather started a business, and that was in the late 30s. And when World War II was over, my grandfather and my father wound up getting into the general trucking business. And in 1947, incorporated Atthowe Transportation. In about 1973, 74, I had access to a truck. So we started moving objects of art for different small museums, and said, I could make a business out of this maybe. And the beginning of next year will be our 50th year in business.
This is the environment that Scott grew up in. And after going to art school, he saw a need in the Bay Area art community, mostly centered around installation, transportation, and storage of artwork, and that there needed to be a skilled group of people that were sensitive enough to work with fine art. And he saw this as a way to transform a part of his family business into something that would fulfill this need.
For 50 years, Scott, the former president, he made community, for 50 years, and I think we're pretty installed in community here.
I think the work that you see Atthowe put out there really speaks for itself. Either the big installation jobs, the private household moves, some of the gallery work that we do, and then like the packing and crating that's out there in the world. I think it really sets us apart. And of course, I don't think you can go 6 months without hearing about some amazing work that Atthowe did in the community or in the art world in the Bay Area in general. So I think it's just impressive, yeah.
I've been here a long time, and I think I was first struck by, it really was a community of artists. It was our founder's idea to have a place for artists to be able to work and get great health care and have a good job and still be able to do their art. When I first met Scott, he told me that his dream was to sell the company to the employees. And I found that really fascinating, and it's probably given me a lot of purpose to be here and to help him see his dream turn into a reality.
I had heard Scott was retiring and that he was selling the company to the employees. I didn't know what that meant. The word co-op didn't really pop into my head at first, but I knew that was a big changeover in the company, that the quote-unquote patriarch of the company is kind of selling his company to his employees.
When Scott Atthowe was getting to the point where he was going to retire, he had a wish to sell it to the employees. He had thought about a co-op, but to be honest with you, nobody knew what that meant.
I got probably 2 or 3 inquiries a week about people that wanted to buy our company and basically build it up and sell it. I thought, that is not what I want to do.
He kind of saw the writing on the wall that this was a really emerging business that would be very successful and very lucrative for someone else to come and just buy up. He was adamant that he did not want that to happen. Maybe they won't put the company out of business, but they will definitely be laying off the people, and the people that really make the company and made the company what it is today.
The consolidation is happening in our industry, but it's a different business model, and they are eating all the little guys. One thing about our founder is he didn't want to have anything to do with it. And his attitude was, I've done fine, I'm going to do this for the employees. I lose count of the conversations where people are so happy that we did this. Primarily because our main competitor was just swallowed by a huge national company. Now, people who work in museums, even people who work at said competitor, will tell me, it's so cool what you did. Okay, I'll take it.
I started the company. I liked the idea of some sort of thing that the owner didn't reap all the benefits. That's how I started into looking at project equity.
We just literally found them on a website. We just did a Google search, and they were local, and we couldn't have done it without them. We had no clue what was coming.
Finding project equity was a huge help, because if we hadn't found project equity, it would have taken 10 years to do it. to figure all of that out. So it's a huge help guiding the path. And, writing bylaws and all of that stuff is daunting. But so it's a good, it really made it possible.
Working with Project Equity was wonderful. We had so many questions also for them, and they were able to answer the questions, and if they didn't know anything, they found out. But they mostly knew everything.
Project Equity really helped us. They shepherded us through that process. It was very professional, and they have a lot of integrity, and they were also very patient with us. We were allowed the opportunity to explore what our personal goals were and what the goals for the company were, and we really were able to collaborate so that we were able to let them come and have the best ideas put forward. And we went from the feasibility study all the way to creating all the words in the bylaws. It was quite an involved process, and we took great care in each moment.
I knew that this was really important to him, that everyone keep their jobs. And so it was a lot of work, and I just always felt like it was well worth it. And from what I can tell, it seems like, they really have stepped up to the plate. And it's fun to watch that happen, because I think some of them probably were nervous about it. And, can we do it? And do we want to do it? Because it takes a lot of work, and it seems like they've figured it out. And yes, it's worth it, and we can do it.
Project Equity showed us what a co-op could structure like, and it fit, and we're lucky. So I'm very proud. I'm not just proud because I'm an owner. I'm proud because I helped it happen. And it changes the outcome for a lot of people that I've worked with for a long time, and that's the payoff, right? You change the outcome for the people. The notion of employee ownership and ownership mentality is now in the room all the time.
A lot of new clients are really happy to hear that we're a worker-owned co-op. They almost seem more reassured that the work that we do for them is going to be good work, but it's actually care and attention going into each job. It's so hard to say any bad things about being a worker-owned co-op. I think there's only positives. You become a worker owner, and it's like on. It's like, okay, the whole perspective of the work you do at the company just changes. It's like a pretty significant paradigm shift.
Currently, Atthowe Fine Art Services is roughly 45 employees, and about 33 are worker owners. Our co-op was founded in 2021, early 2021, and so it was within a year and a half of the co-op's founding that we sent out our first patronage checks. People, when they got their first patronage check, were pretty excited, and those who weren't owners yet saw that excitement and wanted to participate and felt more confidence in what that actually meant.
If I'm at a company, I'm working there, and I'm going to try my best to push that company forward. What sets this company apart from others is now it feels like what I do actually affects me. It's not just I'm making money for somebody else, I'm making money for me. I'm making money for this collective team of people.
I see that not only staff want to work here, people who are applying for jobs here are very excited by the model. So it's definitely getting a lot of very qualified candidates.
Our employees and worker owners are going to take it to the next level. I definitely have great confidence that we will succeed at what we've begun.